Here we are, welcome to the first Q&A of 2016. No time to waste, let's get straight into the questions. Joe Rules 1 asks, where's your poster? Alright, okay, fine, let's do this. Let's put this up. This might take some time, so I'll just continue with the questions while I put up the poster. Nico Spreeth asks, what are your New Year's resolutions and do you have any goals for 2016? I don't have any resolutions, but I don't usually do New Year's resolutions. But goals for 2016 I definitely do. Wow, I shredded the top of this. That's not finished, don't worry. In 2016 I want to make a lot more videos, and not only more videos, but more ambitious videos as well. I've got a list on my pinboard of videos I want to make, and a lot of them are quite ambitious, and I really want to make some of them. Some of them will be great fun to make and hopefully would look really good, especially because I want to involve some people on my course, and obviously they're fantastic with cameras and everything, so I think we can make some really good stuff. Oh, it's a massive poster. That's not straight. Julian VDV asks, have you ever travelled to the Netherlands? And I don't think I have, actually. Done a lot of travelling, not much in Europe, but Netherlands is a place I don't think I've ever been, but it looks beautiful. Like, I think it's a beautiful part of the world, so hopefully I will get to go one day. Cool Like a Ninja asks, what is your favourite ice cream flavour? Cool Like a Ninja asks, what is your favourite ice cream flavour? And if you don't like ice cream, what's your favourite dessert? I do like ice cream. And my favourite flavour is vanilla. I know, it's a classic. Some people call it boring, but I think it's such a classic. And if you get a really nice, good quality vanilla ice cream, you can't beat it in the ice cream world, in my opinion. Unless you add Oreos to it. Vanilla ice cream with crushed up Oreos, I think is the best thing that you can do with ice cream in the entire world. That is not straight at all, I can see in the viewfinder. I Like Pancakes asks, what's your favourite colour and food? My favourite colour is blue. Has been pretty much my entire life, and I think one of the main reasons for that is when I was in my primary school, so from the ages of 3 to 11. 3 to 10? 3 to 11? 3 to 11. In most schools in England there's a house system, so groups of students are separated into different houses, and then when there's kind of like sporting events or academic challenges, they can compete against each other within the school. The houses are often named after people who helped set up the school, and in my primary school I was in the house named Quartermain, after Mr. Quartermain, I think, who helped fund the school when it started. Usually houses are also attached to a colour, so when it comes to sporting events, you know, you've got one house wearing one colour and one house wearing the other. Obviously it's easy to see. The house Quartermain, this is a long tangent to get to this colour, but the house Quartermain, the house I was in, was blue. And obviously from a very young age I associated blue with, you know, my pride colour, as it were. Whoa. Also, my favourite food. This is going to sound like just massive advertisement, but it's really not. My favourite food are things called cheesecake bites from Buffalo Wild Wings. Cheesecake bites have it's almost like a deep fried graham cracker outside with warm, gooey cheesecake inside. It's served with chocolate and caramel dipping sauce, and they're little drops of heaven. The most difficult thing about putting a poster is getting it flat against the wall, because you don't want it to like bulge out. You want it to be flat against the wall, but obviously it's more difficult than it looks, especially with a poster this size. Looks alright. Ready Steady for Gaming asks, what camera do you use? So this is the setup I'm working with at the moment. I'm using a Canon 60D with a Rode Video Pro mic, I think. And yeah, I think it's really good. It's a decent DSLR camera, it gives very good quality video. Obviously it's very compatible with things like the microphone. It's quite lightweight, so I can kind of walk around with it and use it as a handheld camera for long periods of time. One of the bad features about it is it can only shoot 12 minutes of video at a time, and then it will stop and then you have to start it again. I knew that before I bought the camera. It wasn't a deal breaker for me because obviously a lot of things I do, if I ever run up to that 12-minute limit, I just click the button again and start recording. But overall, I'm very happy with it. Mac M asks, when are you gonna get a proper outro? Probably a couple weeks after I figure out a proper intro. Vanessa P asks, what is your dream car and what was your favourite holiday? Starting off with the dream car, bit of an abstract choice, but it's a DeLorean DMC-12. Many of you would know it as the Back to the Future car, but I think the car is much more than that. Firstly, yes, I love the Back to the Future trilogy. Where is it? I've even got this really cool 30th anniversary flux capacitor limited edition. And look. Ah, it's so awesome. So yes, I do love the trilogy, and I think the car looks so great in the film, and it's such a great, iconic piece of one of the greatest trilogies of all time. But the car, to me, it's much more than that. When you strip it back, take off all the time machine stuff, I still think it's such a cool and unique looking car. The stainless steel body is like nothing else really, and the wing doors are also phenomenal. The car has a kind of a bad reputation for not being that reliable and having very heavy steering, but when you're driving a DeLorean, it doesn't really matter. Well, it might do if you're late and then your car breaks down on the way. But you're driving a DeLorean. It turns more heads than a Ferrari will, I bet. Everybody like, wow, it's a DeLorean, or, you know, what is that? It's, you know, that's a Back to the Future car. It's such an iconic piece of motoring history. The other reason I like the car is because the creator of the car is a man named John DeLorean. He was a very successful businessman. He made his way up in the car industry, and then he devoted everything to making his dream a reality of, from the ground up, building, designing, and selling a sports car. And when I say he devoted everything, I'm not even kidding. He bankrupted his company making the car. He even got arrested for being part of a cocaine deal to fund the more building of the car. But he literally, like, it was his dream, and he devoted everything in his life to creating the car. And I think, although I don't agree with the drug dealing and drug purchasing side of it, I think a man who was so passionate about creating his dream and he would go to any lengths to make it is something to be somewhat inspired by, I think. And yeah, I think it's such a cool, unique car and so iconic in every way. And the second part of that question, my favourite holiday. That's tough. Favourite holiday destination has to go to Florida. My family have a home by Orlando in Florida, and it really is, it's like going to a home from home. It's a great house, we've had it since I was pretty much born. Walt Disney World's there, great Universal parks, really cool attractions, climate's wonderful, beaches are great, Kennedy Space Center's there. It's such a great part of America that, yeah, I love it. I love going back to Florida. But actual favourite holiday, I'm not sure if I can pick one. I've had so many of them. I've been very fortunate to do a lot of travelling. Some that stick out are the South Africa trip I went on almost 2 years ago now. 2 weeks down in South Africa, working in the townships. It was great fun and it was so rewarding. That was really a brilliant trip. Right then, I am calling this poster done. But it looks alright. Here we are. Poster's back up. That answers your question. Where's the poster? Right there. Might as well finish the Q&A standing, and this final question comes from Olivia Woodrow. And Olivia asks, if you were only allowed to watch one episode from one TV show whenever you wanted to watch television, what episode would that be? This is quite an interesting question, and I did have a bit of time to think about it, and so I thought, but I think the episode that I'm going to have to go with is a West Wing episode called Isaac and Ishmael. If you're new to the channel, I'm a big fan of West Wing and most of Sorkin's work, but West Wing in particular, and I think Isaac and Ishmael is probably the best West Wing episode. I've seen this episode countless times, but I'm still enthralled by it, and I still watch it and rewatch it. One of the reasons why this episode is unique is because it's between season 2 and season 3. It doesn't have any place in the chronological timeline of the show. It's taken out from that. The reason why is because the first episode of season 3 was planned to be broadcast only days after 9/11. The start of season 3 was pushed back and this episode took its place. Aaron Sorkin wanted the episode to be seen as a one-act play, and it dealt with such themes as terrorism. All of the main characters of the show are in the episode, and I think, as always, it's very well written, very well acted, and overall a very powerful and poignant episode. Not the most upbeat and joyful of episodes, but there are some nice moments of comedy, and overall it's a surprisingly heartwarming episode that it kind of ends very nicely, and it also ends with the Buffalo Springfield song, For What It's Worth. It's a wonderful piece of television, and I recommend, if you haven't watched it, watch it, and also I would recommend West Wing to anyone. And that ends the Q&A. Poster is up. Doesn't look even on the camera. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and hopefully it won't be long until I see you in the next video. So take care. And your question about the proper outro, still don't have it. So I'm gonna walk off frame now. Goodbye.